How many of you think we deserve a cleaner environment? Thank you. We all keep complaining, isn't it? Let's start with affirmation. Please place your hand on your heart and say with me, I am responsible. I contribute my part to save the environment. Thank you all for joining this affirmation. The episode number 1, which is my dream house. In the year 2006, I was planning to construct my home at the Garden City, Bangalore. I was under dilemma whether I should spend that extra bit of money to make my home eco-friendly or not. People around me were advising, why you want to spend this money? What is the point in spending this additional money? You alone doing it, how it is going to change the whole environment? Deep down, I am still that boy from the hamlet close to Madurai, down south in Tamil Nadu. I played around those green fields, paddy fields. I climbed up those trees and breathed that fresh air. I'm sure I'll not be able to create that same environment here in Garden City. However, I was sure to make my conscious effort to build my home as eco-friendly as possible. As a responsible leader, I wanted to walk the talk. And I'm sure all of you as a leader, you want to lead from the front, right? Great. The episode number 2, which is digging the borewell. Since my residential area was new, developing one, there was no water resources. I have to find out my own way of doing that. So I dug the borewell for 450 feet. Not even 1 liter of water I could get it from there. Disappointed. But I decided that point of time, learned a lesson. I do not want to let the rainwater get out of my compound wall. So created those rainwater charging wells inside the site. The result, in less than 1 year, my borewell start yielding sufficient water. Not only that, the water table in my area improved. Because of that, the borewells in and around my house also start getting good quantity of water. And I'm sure you are thinking you need to find something which is self-sustaining initiative like this so that you can start contributing to the environment. The third episode is importance of tree. Many of the speakers talked about that in this forum also, but when I walked into the roads of my new layout, I found there were no trees in and around. Since I am the boy from that village and also a responsible corporate leader, I understood the importance of trees. So every year, I got about 10 to 15 saplings and planted them across various places in my residential area. These saplings, I got it from those government nursery at a free of cost. After 12 to 15 years, today I see they're all fully grown trees, giving not only shade to me, all others. Animals and birds take shelter there. At some point of time, I spot some of those migrating birds coming there, building their nest as well. And I'm sure you are looking forward to go under one of the tree and have that nice breathe. And the fourth and the final one from my personal experience is water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. We all know 2/3 of area is covered by water, 1/3 is the land. Even water is scarce. At villages, people walk miles to fetch a pot of water. In cities, people buy water to meet their basic needs. Do you know to process 1 glass of RO water in the reverse osmosis plant, what you have at home, how many glasses what water required? Friends, it is 3 glasses. If you put 1 glass will come, 2 glass will go almost as a waste. My wife, Usha, decided to collect all this waste water from the RO plant in a container and reused for cleaning those compound walls as well as the cleaning of utensils. It is all, the choice is yours. When you feel responsible, you are not only take care of yourself, you take care of others as well. Whatever the investment you do with respect to the environment, safe part of it, it has got positive multiplier effect. Let us take little strides. I'm sure you all agree with me. Whatever is possible, we should start doing it from our side. Then moving on to my 3.5 decades of global corporate experience, which was combined with the responsibility of sustainability as well. I share a few of those experiences. In the year 2000, we wanted to go in for ISO 14000, the Environment Management System, EMS certification. It was something new. No one understood, many of them not understood in the organization what it is. They were thinking we are just wasting the time and money of the organization. I was determined and I wanted to explore this uncharted territory. The result, we got certified for the ISO 14001 in the year 2000, and we're the first software company in India to get that certification. After that, entire leadership, management, and the customers appreciated it. That's not end of it. The icing in the cake is the Times of India. They have come up with an edition of Environment Day. In that, they covered the photograph of the entire team, which was so much brought a joy to our entire team. The entire organization was focusing on app tech, which has created momentum among 20,000 employees of the organization. And I'm sure you are wondering, what is this app tech? It is A for accident prevention, P, pollution prevention, T, training on safe work practices, E, energy conservation, C, compliance and continuous improvement. The employees of the organization has been systematically imparted all this knowledge to them. This not only stayed with the four walls of the organization, they have taken to their home apartments as well. It has created the manifold improvement and effects on it. That's what some of these international systems, when you implement, that's what you get it. apply this app tech to reap the benefits of environmental sustainability. Then the second one is the zero power consumption. I know you heard it right. I'm saying it is zero power consumption. We were looking at the data of our organization, the power consumption over the weekdays as well as the weekend. We surprised to see there is no significant difference in the power consumption. So we decided to take up a project with a hypothesis saying that why can't weekend power be zero? Then the audit team formed, they went on auditing the owners of those servers, printers, also identified those outdated old system, it got replaced. The result is on the weekend power, we saved 40% energy, which translate into 120K kilowatt hour per month. In a common language, if I have to say, it is 120,000 units we got saved there. This can light easily about 100 households in the rural India for almost an year. And I'm sure you're all thinking, which is the light I should switch off now so that I can contribute to the environment. That's great. Then comes the third one is the bus day. In the year 2009, the corporate as well as the government joined hands together. They thought, why don't we bring at least one day in a month people in the government public transport? So that way they started bus day. We questioned that. Why one day the bus day? Why can't every day be a bus day? So we consulted those officials and brought in from different routes various services to that IT campus. End result is amazing. With ourselves and other companies in that IT park reduced 400 buses, stopped playing 400 buses. That is, each bus runs about 150 kilometers, which is approximately 60,000 kilometers a day and 1.3 million kilometers a month. That is the kind of an impact it's created. Not only that, it has reduced the congestion on the road because two-wheeler and four-wheeler people started using the public transport, and also almost 65,000 people were using this. It reduced that carbon footprint. I gave the statistics to you, and it also reduced noise pollution and sound pollution, air and noise pollution as well. And I'm sure you are all a game for it to take your next ride on a public transport and contribute that little bit to that environment. The fourth and final one from my corporate is the zero waste disposal. So we looked at, there are ways. Today also I saw there are various speakers talking about there is a circle economy and other thing which has been discussed about it, which is where we worked at in the year way back in 2009 itself, looking at how do we ensure no waste goes into the landfill. We put a target of in 3 years we need to achieve. We achieved it by following these practices. Number one, we created the sewage treatment plant. Number two, we created for all canteen food waste biogas. Number three, we created that vermicomposting, vermiculture, all those leaves and other thing comes in with that. How do we create that? Number five, we created those rainwater harvesting pits and the recharging wells. And also, most important thing is we identify those vendors where our waste becomes their raw material. All your paper waste is a waste for you as an IT company or any company, but that is the raw material for the recycling people. Like that, we identified them and provided that waste to those people. They made waste out of wealth. That's what has happened. Can we all work on ensuring, finding the ways? I mean, there are so many methods with which you can do it. Find a way to do how you can ensure there is a zero waste gets into the landfill. All of you have started with a affirmation. I need to give something back to you for that. Let us all, I'll give you that magic 5R of the environment management system. If you follow this 5R, which is immensely going to help you day in, day out, you contribute something to the environment. They are refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Reduce anything which is causing damage to the environment. A simple thing like plastic bags, don't take it, take your carry bags. Reduce. Look at what is that thing you can reduce. I was talking about there are energy saving lights, fans, and other things. Look at if something become older equipment consume more energy. Replace them with the newer one. That way you can find out how do you reduce. Also, the simple thing to tell you is, do I walk to my nearby shop or I want a fuel bike to go there? So these are all the questions will help you to reduce. Reuse. So one of my friends talked about many of those e-commerce people today give a lot of those bags and cotton boxes. We can reuse them very well. Find out a way to reuse them. You always will have something to send somebody. Those are the reuse to do that. Repurpose. This requires a little bit of out-of-box thinking. You get some item for something, and it is not new for us. We do many of those things. Some of you visited those contemporary resort and restaurant. You would have seen there are so many antique pieces are there. That guy would have taken that worn out canvas shoe and made a little bit flower pot kind of a thing. These are all the things you need to look at and see how you can repurpose certain things before it absolutely becomes a waste. If first four are not working, then the fifth R comes into place, that is recycle. As I already told you, find out there is someone is waiting for you to take your waste and make it as their raw material. Give it to them. Now, friends, you all have the stories and you have the strategy. The question to all of you is, whether personal or professional, can we do our part to save the environment? Let's promise to be responsible. Thank you.